And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we've returned. We've returned here with the elimination match. We have our first player advancing on out of the group in first place in Hero. Hero is out in first place, but we'll find out who comes out in second after this series. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Starchild, we have our Taiwanese Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Lemon. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 5. Now, for some greater context, of course, Gumiho is in the next round. Gumiho is waiting for the winner of this series. Whether it's going to be Solar or Lemon, yet to be determined. Now, Solar coming into this is going to be the favorite player, that is true, but we have seen Lemon take it to players like Solar in the past. Lemon is no slouch. There's a reason why Lemon is here, and I'm hoping for a back and forth. We just had a 3-0. I'm hoping for a game 4, maybe even a game 5. Regardless of how this goes, I would like to see more of a back and forth. Let's go. I'm ready for it. Ready. We casted Lemon, was it during the What Is ZvP Monday? It wasn't too long ago, actually. Hold on. I remember casting Lemon against, I want to say, a Zerg player, and he maybe even took the series? God. We cast so much StarCraft, it all blends together, but it was this week. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it was KSL. That's it. Lemon, he went to the ace match against Rogue, and he almost 2-0'd him. Yeah, I remember. So, Lemon, he went toe-to-toe against Rogue this weekend during the KSL. I remember a lot of, like, there were some people tuning in that were like, who's Lemon? What's going on? And we're like, Pappy, do you know watch StarCraft? What's happening? Aye. Lemon infamously 1v2ing in Uthermal's 2v2 tournaments. Kappa. It's the story behind that. We can get into it at a later time. Basically, because we admin Uthermal's 2v2 tournaments, and we do help give information for the Wikipedia page as well. And Lemon has been very consistent playing in Uthermal's 2v2 events, but he has a teammate. And I was asking him, I was like, yo, where's your teammate from? Just so I can like add their flags and stuff to the Wikipedia. He's like, oh no, my teammate's a noob, don't worry. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, don't worry about it, don't worry. Just a noob. It's like, okay. Smurge, Pappy, Smurge. His teammate is Deer, not the Korean Deer. I'm assuming Taiwanese Deer, but yeah. God damn it, Lemon. It's like I'm just practicing 1v2 Kappa. And so now we do see Solar dipping in. Likewise, Lemon gets across the map. He doesn't get too much done though. He does shade away. Thankfully, he does preserve those adepts, but does not get into the mineral line. No major economic damage. As we settle into our standard openers, a Stargate opener here out of Lemon, opening up with the Oracles. Oracles are on the way. Likewise, Lemon should soon be expanding, taking a third base. Solo comes in for his Ling attempted scouts, but is denied. Lemon in position. The noob country. God damn it, Lemon. As the Oracle dips in, two drones go down. Gets 2 workers, pulls away, third base now being taken, and now we can settle into Starchild itself. Now, for those that may be tuning in for the first time, Starchild is one of the larger maps in this tournament map pool. Starchild is not a TLMC map, or I should say it's an older TLMC map, not in the current TLMC or in the current ladder map pool, but is a map that we have since added, especially to spice things up. A lot of tournaments, ourselves included, a lot of tournament organizers, not too fond, not too happy with the ladder map pool, so Talisman and Starchild and many others are maps that were added to, again, spice things up and to try to rectify some of the issues of said ladder map pool. Slings, they do come in for a surround. They catch out the Stalker. Very nice catch, very nice snipe. Oracle's out of position. Stalker is going to go down. Massive pickup. And Solo does pull away. Now, when it comes to the features of this map, it is a large macro map. That is true. You can set up here on 2, 3, 4 bases, but there are rocks that can be knocked down to open up attack paths. On top of that, there are multiple attack paths into these bases. Attack paths here into the 4th base, into the 3rd, in between the 3rd and the natural, and here on the right hand side as well. So it is a little more open compared to Abyssal Reef, Neo Violet Square, and King's Cove. The 3 maps that I just mentioned are notorious for being not just large macro maps, but also hyper defensive and turtley. So this is designed to get away from that more turtle style. It is more difficult to turtle on Starchild than on those other maps, which is why again did decide to move it in. Meanwhile, Solo once again coming in for a run by. We do see that Lemon so far he's secure, but no warp ins here back at home. Oh, there we go. Does warp in. Stalker gets surrounded, and one Stalker does get caught. Once again, nice big off here out of Solar. Does get one. Does get one. Likewise, Solar building up behind this. Hydra on the way. Solar going into Ling Hydra. Rushing into +1 range. Tells us that Solar, we'll see if he does run up that 4th base. The 4th base is getting up and running. We have a couple of drones on the way. Not too many. Lemon setting up with the stasis traps, trying to force a cancel here at the 4th base. That's a lot of links though. Oh, nice stasis on the queens. Oh my god, the stasis does spot both. Solar in a bit of trouble here. Trying to force out those links. Lemon, he's gaining ground, he's pushing through, getting top of the expansion, trading well against these lings. Hydra production has begun. It looks like Solar he will save the expansion. The stasis is about to run out. And Lemon has to pull away. Does pull away. From here, he backs off. Likewise, double forge. Getting into charge, getting into his own interesting Storm follow-up, not Colossus. Getting charge, Storm, Archons. Staying very gateway heavy. But he has lost a lot of momentum. He was denied the kill here at the 4th base. Solar, he gains map control, embracing Massling Hydra. Solar is droning up, by the way. He's saturating his 4th and taking up into Hive and into Lurker Tech. So Solar is just building up here into that greater army. Into Hydra Lurker Viper. And unfortunately, Lemon, he just wasn't quite able to achieve too much here. Likewise, I will say that this transition into Storm is a little bit delayed. And without Storm, I don't see Lemon holding here. I mean, the stasis traps have potential, true. There's stasis traps, Lings, they do trigger the first stasis. There's still one left. Solar does take it to the base. Stasis pops off. Storm is done. Let's go. Storm is complete. Now, if you recall the previous series, the game that Lemon did take down Rogue was Lemon going into a more... He opened up Archon drop. That's it. Yeah, it's going back to me. Did open Archon drop into Mass Archon Storm Immortal. And he just completely rolled over Rogue. But here we just have a much more standard setup out of Lemon. Just Mass Gateway into Storm. Does move out. Lurker production has begun. And that's 10 Lurkers on the way. And to be honest, Lemon does not have the best answer right now. He's not ready for this. He's not ready for the Lunkers. Solar's in position. Lemon looking for another way in. Likewise, going for his own Stargate. So second Stargate, Fleet Beacon, trying to transition to Skytoss. Skytoss would be the ideal, but it does feel like Lemon is one step behind when it comes to his tech. As Solar's maxed. He's maxed out on Ling Hydra Lurker. He will soon move out. And the Skytoss is not ready for the Lurker tech. For the push. Oh, Storm pops up. You know, Lurkers are moving on the left-hand side. They shut down the initial Zealot run by. Lemon is trying to respond. Tempest production has begun. Getting into those Tempests. Oh! Storms a zone, but that's High Templar going down. Massive pickoffs. Okay, Solo moving in towards the left-hand side. No High Templar available, just a Gateway Army. It's a nice revelation. Solo moving in, does take a massive storm to the face. Does take the storm, there's still one storm left. 3 High Templar. Solo pushing in from both ends. Getting to the third, getting to fourth. Does focus on the High Templar, no more storms. Meanwhile, on the left hand side, Tempest, they have arrived, and it looks like Lemon, he will hold. Whew, he shuts down all the lurkers, cleans up the army on the left. What about on the right? Likewise, Sola, he's running out of units here. Doesn't have that many left over. Hydras overextend, and Lemon holds. Whew. Lemon, he does hold on, takes down almost every single lurker. Now he can just focus on this main army. How many lurkers have gone down? 12! 12 lurkers do fall. And Sola, he fails to break Lemon. And now the Sky Toss is building up. Uh-oh. Sola in a bit of trouble here. Rebuilding those lurkers. Meanwhile, so far, just 2 Tempests in the mothership, soon to be 4 Tempest. Tempest count getting higher and higher. Now, thankfully, Sola, he does have a Spire. The Spire was thrown down, but he has no upgrades. So it's going to be 0-0 upgrades here for the Corruptors. Sola lacking upgrades. Meanwhile, Lemon does punish. Takes down 1, takes down 2, 3, almost 4. Just diving on the Lunkers. No detection for Solar. Very strong engage here from Lemon. Okay, Overseer has arrived. Storms, they pop up. Once again, oh my god, we just take the storms to the face. And Lemon, he's maxed. You can see the momentum swing in favor of Lemon here. He's just been taking better fights. Just stronger fights from Lemon. I had assumed that Solo would break one of these bases, but he failed to. He did not break the third or the fourth. Solo in a rough position. Just now starting a +1 air attack. Well, Lemon, he does react here to the move out. Not in position. I'm just trying to catch out this Tempest. Oh! I don't know if I chase him down. And Shield Wire is in position. And the Corruptors, they do not get a Tempest. At the same time, Lurkers are getting into the mineral line. They're almost there. Pushing forward, they take down the Gateway Army. They have to pull away. Oh my god. that's a lot of side defense. Going down more cannons, more shield batteries. Likewise, Lemon, he does break out. 1 Tempest falls. Lemon moving in. Lurkers get spotted. Once again, 2 more Lurkers go down. You can see the delicate dance here between the Tempest and the Corruptors. Like, that's the purpose of this ground army. The Archons and Storm are here to protect that Tempest. So far, Lemon controlling his army well. Oh. Say that 1 Tempest goes down. We have another Stargate on the way. Pulls away, he rotates. Meanwhile, that's going to be a kill. Yeah, a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. Nexus goes down. Now, Lost 11 can't quite afford. He needs that base. Groundlings, they rotate once again. Hoping for another cancel or another kill. Oh! Drop just get forward. Likewise, very nice concave here from Solar. It's a lot of Lunkers. It was a lot of Lunkers. Things they go for another run by. Tempest, that was exposed. Yeah, Lemon getting caught out. That's another kill, not a cancel. Lemon. His attention getting split here. That's a second kill on that Nexus. Solo does catch a reinforcing Tempest. So another Tempest goes down to 3. And Solo can just go for the dive, takes down another Tempest. 3 Tempests remaining. Mothership getting caught as well. Yeah, massive catch. Mothership goes down, but what about the lurkers? What about the ground army? Yeah, Storm pops off, every lurker is gonna fall. Massive loss here for Solar. But at the same time, he does get a mineral line. 13 probes go down. And there's still no expansion. So very scrappy game state. Solar, he lost all of his lurkers. At the same time, most of the Sky Toss also went down. They have 11 lurkers on the way. And Lemon, he knows he needs to counter-sack, but at the same time, he knows he needs to save the space. Like, he needs another expansion. Where's the Nexus? Gets ready for a Zealot run by. Lurkers are getting in position. So they do get a Lurker. They do head into the mineral lines. At the same time, Hydra's moving in. Ooh, drone's going to be going down. A lot of workers, actually. 21. And the Spire as well. The Spire is exposed. Solar, he does race back. Yeah, Spire is going to be sniped. Denying +2. Still denied. As they pull away. Nice trades here from Lemon. Still trading well. Solar trying to dive in. There's a cloak. Slows down on the main army. Tempest are being targeted. Mass Storm just blanketing the lurkers. And the Hydras go down. Solar, he's bleeding out far too much here. And Lemon, he may have just done it. Lemon has just been so much more efficient. Despite not having the expansion, he's been just trading more efficiently. As a result, he has a larger bank. Yeah, it does cut back. GG gets caught. Solar, he runs out of steam, nothing remaining, and Lemon takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Lemon does take a lead. Again, a very intense game here. Solo was hyper aggressive, and there were some timings available to him, but he barely didn't break the bases. I was most impressed by Lemon's split game defense, with Lemon defending his 3rd and his 4th base at the same time. We did see him slip up in a couple of moments in that defense, but for the most part, he did maintain himself, and he survived until Sky Toss. Despite that, Solo was still hyper aggressive, and Solo was successfully sniping bases, that is true, but I was emphasizing towards the end there that when it came to the main fights, Lemon was surpassing Solar. Like, Lemon, he was just trading better, taking better fights, was losing bases, that is true, but overall was more efficient than his opponents. And that final Zealot run by did seal the deal, was able to snipe the Spire, deny +2, and cripple the economy of Solar. Solar, he had no money, he was broke. He was broke towards the end. Could not sustain himself, and with that, we're getting into game number 2. And again, Lemon, if you can take down Rogue, Solar, it's also achievable to bring him down as well. And we'll see if we can go all the way as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline. We have the red Protoss player from Land of Taiwan, leading the series 1-0. It is Lemon. And spawning into the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. I learned when living where? Querétaro, that lemon and limes are reversed between North America and CA. Quite perplexing. How so? They're reversed. Limes are smaller. Limes are smaller. They're more concentrated and they're green. Lemons are larger. They're less intense. They're yellow. But I do know that in some places in Southeast Asia it's a little bit different. But I don't know how it is in NA. Oh, you mean in Central America? Is that what you mean by CA? In Central America, that's how we, or in Latin America, that's how we reference it. Pretty sure. Okay, okay. Now it does dip in. As long as oranges are still orange. Ah, no. Ah, no. There are, I'm pretty, like, yellow oranges exist, right? Am I crazy? Yellow orange. Blasphemous, I know. Yeah. Yellow oranges, they exist. Which makes no sense. But that is a thing. Are there red oranges? Yeah, true blood oranges, they're like, they're a darker shade for sure. Oh no. Blasphemous. Here we go. To initially move out. So nothing too crazy so far. Standard openers, right? Stargate opener out of Lemon, nothing too crazy. I don't expect Lemon to mix things up too much. I do think that his strengths lie in the mid to late game if he can get there. But that's going to be a big if. As a reminder, of course, we're loading into Frostline. Frostline is a much larger map, a very open map, even more so than Starchild. We just cast on Starchild. We spoke about how there are a lot more attack paths on that map, and we saw that for the most part, there was a lot of aggression happening on Starchild. Like Solar, he was just constantly trying to move in and trying to engage. Here on Frostline, it is much more difficult to defend on 4 bases. The reasoning for this is because, on the one hand, similar to Starchild, we have a lot of entry points. We have a lot of entry points here in between the bases, into the 3rd base and into the 4th base as well. But the difference here is that the ramps are much wider here. They're much wider, so it's a lot easier to move in. It's a lot more difficult to force field or to storm these locations. A lot more difficult to defend, as the choke points aren't really choke points. They're a lot wider, a little more accessible. Oh, as the Oracle does go down. Oracle is sniped. That is a Twilight Council before expansion. Oh boy, Lemon, he is spicing it up here. Oh my god. He's going for the Twilight Council, Gateway Explosion. This screams a Glaive Adepts. So Stargate opener into Glaives into a delayed expansion. Now this is not an all-in, he is still expanding, but it is a delayed expansion out of Lemon. Now the goal here and how this deals damage is that he is hoping that Solar doesn't realize that this space is late. He's hoping that Solar doesn't realize something is wrong, something's amiss, and he's hoping that Solar skips the Roach Warren. He's hoping that Solar, he will skip the Roach Warren, and if that is the case, then these Adepts can wreak havoc. There we go, Glaives are on the way. And Solar, he goes for the safety Roach Warren. There we go, 440 Roach Warren timing. Thankfully, last game Solar did go Ling into Hydra, but this time, plays it safe. He will have the tools to defend. Will have the tools to defend here. The alternate way to deal with this is to go for a Baneley Nest and go into Ling Bane, which is a little bit greedier. Now, the Roach Warren is a good start, but the reality is, we could see a Roach Warren, and if Solar drones, if he makes Lings, if he doesn't make any Roaches, then these Adepts still have potential. As the Adepts are soon to be building up. Second Oracle moves out. Gases are being taken. Oh. And we're waiting for those Warpins. There we go. You can see here Lemon just banking up those Adepts. Shading across the map, and Solar, he spots him. Yeah, does spot the Adepts, just barely. Yeah, Solar, he knows. And immediately, Roach production. Roaches are now on the way. Now, Solar, he only starts Roaches when he sees the Adepts, so this is a late reaction out of Solar, but a reaction nonetheless. And it might still be in time. As you can see, the 9 Roaches, they're just now popping out, just in time for the Adepts. SimCity is lacking here, so Adepts, they can shade freely between the bases. Speaking of, they do shade in between. Headed for the natural. Queens are keeping up. Roaches are arriving, again, just in time. And Solar, he's all over this. He's all over this. Now, my big concern is that this is about to trigger a counterattack. What do we see? Roach speed. Roach speed is on the way, and Solar, he is not droning, he's making more roaches. Solar, after the defense, he will counterattack. Adepts, they try to shade in, roaches are in position. Lemon commits into the mineral line, some drones are going down, but he will lose everything. And back at home, what is he going to have to defend? What does he have left? Yeah, Solar is going for the kill. Solar, he will lose 7, almost 8 drones. There we go, 8 drones go down. That is a lot of damage, but again, Lemon, he threw away his entire army, and Solar is committing. What are we going for? A German taxi. It's basically an all-in here from Solar, as he does not drone, he does not saturate, getting into Overlord speed, and he'll commit. And again, this just makes plenty of sense because Solar knows that Lemon is vulnerable right now. He knows that Lemon, he's not in a great position. He knows that Lemon, he lost all of his adepts, and he didn't deal critical damage. Here comes Solar. It's all or nothing. Blink is done. And Lemon, he's aware of what's coming, but can he stop it? That I'm not so sure about. Okay, some Mass Blink Stalker. Trading well. Lings, oh no, the wall is not a wall. Lings, they flood into the main. And the Roach Ravager does keep the Stalkers busy. Does keep them pinned. Lings, they pull away. No major damage yet. Queens, they drop in. So far, good defense in the main base. Stasis traps, they pop up. They shut down some of the roaches. They shut down the Lings. Lemon, can he pull this off? Another stasis. Stasis trap does connect. Fires on the shield battery. Ravagers are somewhat exposed. It will start going down. But there's just not that many Stalkers. Yeah, just not many Stalkers remaining here. Solar forcing his way into the mineral line, forcing back the army. Piles are connecting. And Lemon's being overrun. He's being overwhelmed. The boys are being pulled. Every probe goes down. And Solar, he will break Lemon. He will make some lemonade. GG gets called, and Solar, he fights back. He puts a point on the board. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he does bring it back here. Again, it was a cheeky build out of Lemon, but going for Glaive Adepts in such a way is heavily reliant on your opponent being greedy. Right, like you're hoping that Solar cuts corners, you're hoping that Solar does skip roaches and skips roach production and misses the scout. It is a risky build, and in the end, didn't pay off. Did not pay off. Solar defends, and now we have a back and forth. Now we have a series. Let's go. We have a series. As we're getting into our next game, we're going to be loading into Whispers of Gold. It's game number 3. I'm told that lemons in Taiwan are green for science. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Huh. Taiwan is known for its unique green lemons, often Eureka lemons. Interesting. But they're still like classified as lemons, I suppose. Like they're not limes. Or are they? Oh no. As spawning in the bottom or in the top left hand corner of Whispers of Gold, have they changed colors? They have. God damn it. Hold on. Why is Lemon not yellow? True. Why is he blue? Makes no sense. As spawning in the top left hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have our blue Protoss player, our Taiwanese Protoss, representing himself. Currently teamless, it is Lemon. Being forced into a series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can take momentum away from his opponents. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Tying up the series 1-1, does fight back, and we welcome you to Whispers of Gold. Whispers of Gold, of course, being one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Much smaller map, is known for being a rush map, and aggression is favorite here. Now, last game we saw Solo go for like a 2.5 base all in, but that was a reaction to the adepts. Here, I don't see him reacting. I don't see him reacting. I see him kind of dictating the pace and just committing to an all in anyway. Solar, he's known for being hyper aggressive on these smaller maps, so we'll keep an eye on his drone count. We'll see if he goes for a 2-base all-in, 3-base all-in. We'll see what kind of aggression he goes for, whether it's Roach Ravager, whether it's a Ling Hydra, whether it's Mass Hydra instead. There are a lot of avenues here for Solar, and again, I'm expecting aggression, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on those workers. We'll keep an eye on the tech of choice from Solar as well. Meanwhile, Solar, he does dip in. And once again, it looks like we're setting up for a Stargate opener. The reason why I say this is because the pylon is thrown down next to the edge of the main, closer to Solar. So we're imagining Stargate play, but we'll see. There we go, Stargate is on the way. Usually if we open up Twilight Council, the pylon is hidden. It's usually hidden behind the mineral line to try to, delay scouting and avoid scouting. If it's closer to the edge, technically this is more efficient because the Oracle has less time that it takes to get across the map. So closer to your opponent. It's more aggressive. So players are building up. Third base not being taken from Solar. Going for his third, droning up. And for now, the initial dance here is going to be between Solar and the first wave of adepts. As we do see Lemon, he does fake a move out. It's one of those things where Lemon, he knows where the Overlord is, so he shades across, then he cancels the shade, and for all Solar knows, the adept moved out. So he doesn't know where the adept is. Does spot it though. Does confirm. Overlord moves in. You see Lemon getting in position to expand this time. This time not going for tech first. Says that third. At the same time, Oracle dives into the middle line, gets one drone, but takes a lot of hull damage. Oh my god. Takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. Ling Scout is denied, but the Overlord does slip by and can also go into the main. Meanwhile, Twilight Council gets thrown down. This is a bit of an earlier Twilight Council. This is thrown down at around, like, what, the 30% production here on that Nexus. And this could be one of two things. This could be delayed glaives. This would be glaives without the Robo, without Warp Prism. Or this could be even fast blink into a 3-base all-in, into an 8-gate. If we were casting hero, I would say blink. Anyone else, I would assume glaives. So for now, we'll see what we go for. Glaives or blink. What's it going to be? Overlord is zoned away. Remember, there is no forge. There's no upgrades. Ling Scout is deflected. And Lemon, we have the money for it. What's it going to be? There we go. Is Blink. Okay, Blink is being researched. So big prioritization, fast Blink on the way here from Lemon. Again, there is no forge, there's no upgrades, there's no longevity to this. This does look like Lemon is setting up for an 8-gate. Now we're halfway there. We have 4 gates so far. And we'll see if he throws down another 2 and then another 2 gateways. Technically, this can turn into a 10-gate all-in, but 8 gates are a little bit more common. But 3 bases can actually sustain up to 10. I believe you have to take an extra gas geyser for that. As things they poke in. Stalkers are moving out. See Lemon taking his gas that is natural, which is standard. Lings, they come in for the surround. Oracles, they hit a support. So far, they do pick up quite a lot of Lings. Stalkers, oh, Miss Rally! Rough Miss Rally here. They're forced to recall, and 1 Stalker goes down. 2 Stalkers go down. Ay, ay, ay. And every Stalker counts here. He's taking all of his gases. So never mind, he is not going for an all-in. But this is late. Late forges, late upgrades, late reaction here by Lemon. This might actually be a reaction because he just lost all those Stalkers. That he's like, oh, he doesn't have enough to keep going. So he's setting up for a longer game. Yep, double forge into a Temple Archives, but these are late. This is late tech here from Lemon. And he needs a 4th. He needs a 4th expansion. He needs to find some damage. Moves that across the map. Gets an Overlord. Meanwhile, Solar, he's building up his Ling Hydra. Speaking of Lings, they do hit the natural. Solar, he has no Eva Chamber. No Eva Chamber here. So similarly to what we were talking about when it came to Lemon, because of the lack of Eva Chambers, he was very committed early on. Likewise, Solar, we did speak at the start of the game that we assumed he would be going for an all-in. He is. Solar's not droning. Solar, he's not droning. He's cutting workers at 63. That is under 3-base saturation. 0 Eva Chambers means no upgrades. It means it's all or nothing. Pure Ling Hydra. A heavy investment into actually mass Hydra. So very Hydra reliant. Storm is halfway done. Now with Storm, Lemon might pull off this defense, but it's going to be a terrifying army. So it's all or nothing for Solar. He is coming to his own all-in. Oracles, they confirm that he does confirm no saturation. We need cannons and shield batteries. But is this too late? There we go. More cannons, more shield batteries on the way. This is again a late reaction here by Lemon. Or a late scout. Lings, they push forward. Storm is done. Storm is done. Lings, they collapse in. Hydras, they come in from behind. We get one decent Storm so far. There we go. Second Storm on the right-hand side, but barely any connections here. There's maybe one Storm remaining. And that was the final Storm, and Solar, he breaks the position. The all-in snowballs out of control, and Solar, he breaks the third. GG gets called, and Solar will take a 2-1 lead in the series. Whew, GG. Again, Solar, the 4th base was just for Larva. He cut workers at 63. That is, again, under 3-base saturation. And just a Ling Hydra all-in. We saw, likewise, the attempted defense there in a very difficult defense from Lemon. A big reason for this is because he himself opened up aggressively and the aggression failed, so he just didn't really scale well into a longer game. In a standard game, by that point, he would have already had more splash damage, would have had better upgrades. On top of that, it was a late scout at the 4th base, so late side defense there from Lemon. GG. GG, well played with that. That leads us into our next game, and we'll see if we can go the distance here. The pressure is on. Now, something that we haven't seen from Lemon yet is an Archon drop based opener. Depending on the map, we might see that here, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. As we are getting ready here for our next game. Here we go. So we're getting into game number 4 here. We're going to be loading into Killer's Mile. Oh, interesting. Okay. So when it comes to the Archon drop opener, I do favor it on larger maps. This is a bit of a smaller map though, so we'll see. We'll see what Lemon has in store for us here. This is one of the newer maps in the TLMC map pool. True. It's one of the newer maps. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Killer's Mile, we have the... They changed colors again. Here we go. We have the red Protoss player from Taiwan. Down in the series, we'll see if we can force the ace match. It is Lemon. Not to be confused with Lime. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg from South Korea, representing Team Falcons. One game away from making it into that decider match. It is Solar. We go. As I do open up, and again, welcome one and all to Killer's Mile. This is one of the newer maps in the TLMC map pool. It did place quite highly. We have seen a lot of players embrace this map as well, and it has some unique features. First things first, similarly to Abyssal Reef and to King's Cove, we do have a very narrow ramp into the natural. Likewise, you can break these rocks and open it up a little bit. For the most part, very narrow, very defendable location here at the natural, but the third base is incredibly exposed. It's a much more exposed third base. We have a massive ramp on the right. We have a massive entrance here towards the left. On top of that, there's no ramp here either, so you can come in from either the center or the right-hand side. There's a lot of ways to kind of engage here. We've seen many players struggle to defend this third base. We've seen a lot of success with players going for their own 3-base all-ins to kind of break this position. Similarly to what we saw last game. Like, if you recall, last game, Solar, he basically went for a 3-base all-in. on 63 workers, and that kind of style, those kind of builds do excel on Killer's Mile as well. The rush distance by ground is very direct. It is a longer rush distance compared to Whispers of Gold, that is true, but still I would say on the more aggressive side of things. So because of those features, I do expect Solar to once again cut workers and be hyper aggressive and go all in. But we'll see what kind of aggression he goes for, if at all. Right? We'll see if he does adjust. Likewise, Stargate Opener out of Lemon. We'll keep an eye on him once again. As a reminder, last game, Lemon, he went for an early Twilight Council. He went for very delayed forges. I want to say that he still didn't even have +1 by the time the game ended. But he was just hyper aggressive, hyper committed. It was after the failed aggression that Lemon did try to switch out of it into the further tech, into forges and into Storm. But again, it was all late. It was all delayed for Lemon because of the initial failed build or failed aggression. So we'll see how Lemon will adjust. For now, Stargate. Stargate Opener into Oracle. That's what we expect, just a standard setup. See that does threaten the shade. Does threaten the shade. A third base now being taken. So far, so good. And first things first, we are looking for the timing of the Twilight Council. Now, this series, have we actually seen Twilight Council into Forge? I think we saw that on Star Child, I want to say. Ooh, Robo. Hello. Now, if you recall, this conversation about this map began with me trying to figure out if we were going to be seeing an Archon drop opener. Robo into Twilight Council, into Temple Archives. Are we going for it? Yep, there's a Twilight Council. Into a temple. This is an Archon drop. Okay, let's go. Now, if you recall, at the start of this map, I was like, I don't know if I like the idea of going for an Archon drop, specifically on Killer's Mile, just because of how aggressive you can be on this map. I do like this build on larger maps, just because you have a little bit more breathing room. But on these smaller maps, it can be risky. So basically what's happening here is that once the Twilight Council finishes, we should start up the Temple Archives. This Robo should be lined up with the War Prism. Hazlings, they do hit the third. They do take down the initial depth. Oh, they tried to at least. Oh, they failed to. Whew. Clutch hold there. Clutch defense. Yep, here comes the Prism, and we should be seeing, yep, the Temple Archives. Now, the way this build works is that these are lined up with each other. Basically, by the time the War Prism gets across the map, the Temple Archives is done, so then you can warp in High Templar here, ready for the Archon drop, right? Ready for the Archons, ready for aggression. The goal here with the Archon drop is to get Overlord kills, to deny creep, to get into mineral lines, pick off workers, to just get some value, get some damage, and also to keep the Zerg player busy. Solar, he does spot the Robo already, so he has a piece of the puzzle. We should be responding with our own Roach Warren. Yep, Roach Warren is done. Solar, he fully wards this area off. So far, Solar, he's controlling this well. And can he deny the warp in? Yeah, he's under the Prism. He will deny the warp in. He tries to go for it, and there it is. Does force a cancel. Rough start here for Lemon. Did have to cancel. And this is just giving Solo more time. And now Solo confirms. Like, technically, this could have been something crazy, like followed up, like delayed kind of charge, or immortal, or glaives, or something crazy like that. But he's fully aware. He's fully aware. Focus in. Lings, they get across the map. And the Roach count is building up. For the most part, Solar, he's safe and sound. And this initial Archon drop has not really done much yet. Still has potential, but hasn't really gotten any value. Once again, the goal of this Archon drop is just to keep the Zerg player busy. As Solar, he is going for the Infestation Pit. Are we going into Swarmhost? The Infestation Pit is done. We have options. Do we go for the Hive? Do we go for the Swarmhost? What's it going to be? Now, the reason why Swarm Hosts work really well, yep, there we go, Swarm Hosts are on the way. Now, this is a standard response. You may be thinking, hold up, standard? What do you mean? It's standard specifically against this build, and this build is very niche. That's why you don't often see it. But the reason why Swarm Hosts work really well here, because of the way this build works, there's no blink, right? There's no blink, there's no upgrades on the Twilight Council. Likewise, because of that, without any blink stalkers, it's more difficult to keep up with Nidus Worms and to keep up with Swarm Hosts. That's why Swarm Hosts are more viable against Archon drop-based openers. Whether it's Swarm Host, the other option is Muta play, like Spire and Muta responses are also relatively common against this. So Lemon, he doesn't really know what's going on, he doesn't know if it's going to be Spire, he doesn't know if it's going to be Corruptor, it's going to be Swarm Host. Swarm Host are moving in, there's that Nidus Worm. And right now, Lemon doesn't really have a mobile army, he has Mass Immortal Storm, and that's what he gets into. Double Robo, double Immortal Production into Mass Immortal Storm Archon. It's a very hefty army, it's very robust. In a head-on fight, I do favor the Protoss, but it's not about a head-on fight, it's about the Locust Wave. So while Solar keeps the main army distracted, Locust Wave does hit the natural. It does get to the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down instantly. And this, oh my god, massive storms on the roaches, and this might just force a counterattack. As 8 probes go down, the Nexus goes down as well, massive pickoffs. And Lemon, is he all in? Yeah, he might just be. He might just be all in at this point. As he has lost his natural, he has to commit. Meanwhile, Sol is just buying time. He's just buying time, dancing with the army, picking off one unit whenever he can. He kites back, takes down the Zealot. Takes down an Adept. Stormers are coming from behind, they're getting ready for the surround. Where's that Locust Wave is coming in? It's a little bit premature. It takes a long time to fly over. But it's coming in. It gets us around, takes down the Archons, takes down the Immortals. And Lemon's just being picked apart. He's being picked apart here. So just again, a really good response here by Solar. Again, he scattered it ahead of time. He shut down the initial warp in. He delayed it. And Lemon did not scout the Swarm Host. Does come into the warp in. Nidus Worm into the main. Nothing in the Nidus. Solo once again just trading here with his opponent. Picking up more Zealots. Oh! Despite the Nidus, Locust Wave towards the natural. Let's go, going for the Robos. And again, this is still just better here for Solar, just trading with the army. Even though he's bleeding out roaches, he has a better economy, he has a better production. Even going for the Archon, Robo goes down. And unfortunately, Lemon, he just has no sustain here for his army. That's all he has left. He has 50 workers. Stormhost is chilling in the main, Queens as well. And why not? I would say it's risky to use this Locust Wave across the map instead of defensively back at home. But Solar's just confident. He's just confident here. Confident in his defense. Wiles connect. Oh my god. He missed towards the end. Does get one of the Immortals. Up to how many? It's going to be 7 Immortals so far. The boys are being pulled. And Nidus Worm goes down. And he's forced to recall. And these Swarmers, they're trapped. Hey, not bad. Not a bad move here, but he has nothing left. 23 probe kills. Stasis goes off. And there's no way out for these Swarm Hosts. They are cornered. So this is a nice catch, but at the same time, it's not worth it. It's too late, Papi. It's too late. The Swarm Hosts are all going down. But here comes Roach Ravager. And here comes Roach Ravager. GG gets caught. Solar snowballs out of control. And Solar, he will take the series 3-1, advancing on to the decider match. GG. Whew, GG, well played again. A solid scout and a good reaction there from Solar to shut down Lemon. Again, Swarm Hosts are one of the more common responses here to Archon drop openers. Again, as I mentioned, whether it's Swarm Hosts, whether it's Spire and Muta play as well, or you can just play standard and just go Lanebane, Roach Ravager, true, also another option. But alas, regardless, he did go for the Swarm Host, and they went unscattered. Went completely unscattered, they just snowballed out of control, they shut down the natural, and they forced the all-in out of Lemon. And Lemon, he just couldn't really gain any ground. He couldn't really move out across the map. Solar did a great job of just slowing him down, picking away at the army. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the win here, but a shout out to Lemon, because Lemon, he did pose a threat. He did take the first game, and even had some strong moments in some of the other matches in this series as well. So GG. GG, well played. Lemon is eliminated, but he did play well, and that leads us into our final series of the night. The final series of the group. Here we go. As we switch our scenes over and catch up, ! B in the chat to have a look at the Wikipedia page yourself.